Altcoins, I'm buying to become rich during altcoin season. I know it's a bold statement, but I do have my facts behind it. So I will go over these altcoins and I'll give you a little bit of a hint on why specifically I wanted to make this video. I wanted to make this video because the White House revealed a crypto report yesterday, a 158-page report, which we broke the news over on this channel last night. And in this report, we read the reports and there were 6 different crypto projects that were mentioned, 2 specific sectors within crypto. And I think if we can buy into them today, we're going to be very early for when they do enter altcoin season / banana season. That's going to be coming. I'm going to explain my analysis, my thoughts on that also in today's video. We're going to make a lot of money. But before we begin this video, I have to tell you that today is the last opportunity to claim your free 400 USDT that Weeks gives you when you click and sign up with the first link in the description down below. I'm already a user, so I can't see it, but if you click the first link in the description, click the sign up button, which will be at the top right-hand section instead of deposit, bind your phone number to your account and deposit $2,000 to your exchange account, keep it in your futures account for 72 hours, you will be able to get $400 for free to trade with. And on top of this, a free $10 to $100 for free when you only bind your phone number to your account without even depositing. So take advantage of that. Today is the final day to be doing this. Okay, so just out of commonality, I want to go quickly into Bitcoin and then we will go into these altcoins. And I want you to have your Weeks accounts ready because we will be talking about some positionings on some of these altcoins. First things first, July is coming to an end. July has finished or is about to finish over 10% in the profits for Bitcoin. August, the year post-halving, which we are in now, is always bullish. In 2017, that was a post-halving year because 2016 was the halving. We saw 65% returns on Bitcoin. The next one was in 2021. We saw 13% returns. This month could also be bullish, but we would be coming from already 4 months of green candles. So it could be normal that we see a red August too. We'll find out. That is uncertain for now. The only thing that we know is a huge move is coming for Bitcoin. The Bollinger Bands on the daily time frame are coiling up, and I'm still thinking of a CME gap closure at 114 before heading to the upside, following a potential retest to the inverse head and shoulders. But as you guys know, super bullish on Bitcoin, M2 money supply heading up. Even if we do see a dump, a little bit of a dump in the short term, I think we can reach toward the $180,000 levels before this cycle minimum comes to an end. Okay, I want to talk to you about altcoin season, when I think it's going to happen, and then we will cover the altcoins. So first things first, in 2021, when we saw the previous altcoin season, the amount of credit card debt was at a swing low. We came out from COVID. There was a lot of money being printed in COVID. The Fed decided to acquire a lot of assets and put it into its ownership. You can see the Fed increased its balance tremendously. The M2 money supply doubled. And a few months after that liquidity transferred to the financial markets, the value of cryptocurrencies rocketed to the upside. This is the total 3 chart, which is the total cryptocurrency chart excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. The same thing is going to happen when quantitative tightening comes to an end and they start quantitative easing. Unfortunately, September is expected to be another FOMC where they don't cut rates, but Q1 of 2026 is, I think, when the Fed will start issuing quantitative easing in an aggressive way, where this downward sloping curve is going to switch to an upward sloping curve, and the altcoin market breaks out of this cup and handle pattern, and we start seeing altcoin season where we produce gains of minimum 50% per day, at least for a couple of weeks' time. And that's when we make so much money from crypto. That's coming, but I think it will happen in Q1 of 2026. But before that happens, obviously, we want to be buying in early. We have officially a crypto website, by the way, that's dedicated to the US government. So crypto.gov will forward you to this page with the 158-page crypto report documents. On this document, we have a couple of cryptocurrencies that were mentioned, and I think these are good cryptocurrencies to be buying in preparation for that altcoin season. So the 6 projects included are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Ono Finance, DeFi, Uniswap, and Plume. So there's only 2 categories here. One is RWA, when we exclude Bitcoin and Ethereum. One is RWA, that's Chainlink, Ondo, and Plume. And the other one is DeFi, and that is Uniswap. I think Chainlink and Ondo are the biggest opportunities out of those coins. I think the rest are also great. but I want to focus on Chainlink and Ondo, and then we can talk about the rest. So Chainlink was mentioned directly on the reports. It was mentioned as an advanced blockchain application layer. You have all these different providers, you have all these different financial houses, DTCC, the clearinghouse, Swift's banking system, government regulators, public blockchains, permission blockchains like the JP Morgan blockchain. They're all in the Oracle network for orchestration that Chainlink provides, and that's the fundamental infrastructure that Chainlink as a project delivers. It's a little bit complicated, but if you read this report, if you go to crypto.gov and go to the Chainlink section, I think you can get a good understanding. Overall, it is a massive problem that Chainlink solves by its tokenization, and the Oracle network that they offer as a solution is incredible. It's an American company. Tokenization will be a massive thing, and Chainlink will be there to deliver with its current technology. So Chainlink, I think from a fundamental perspective, is super bullish. We have a Chainlink position open over on weeks. We do have a beautiful W formation. We got the retest. I think opening a limit, or in fact even a market position over on weeks right now is a suitable thing to do in my opinion. In the short term, I think we can go up 68%, at least to where we were back in December, January of this year when retail was here. But I think Chainlink can go over $100 in this cycle. In terms of a position, you can go to Chainlink and we can show you the Chainlink USDT charts. We can go to right there. I already set up a position for the Moonshow. I think this position will be great. An entry right now, stop loss at $15.87. Take profit for Chainlink in the short term will be the $30 range, but I think $100 plus is possible for Chainlink. And if you take this position with 2x leverage, I personally think it can be very rewarding, and you can do that over on weeks. The second project that we want to look into is, if we find it here, it's going to be Ono Finance. Ono Finance is also in the real world asset category of crypto. What they focus on is the tokenization of equities and financial products. They want to create 24/7 markets that are tradable. They want to tokenize equities. They want to connect institutional grade assets to programmable and interoperable blockchain infrastructure. You heard the BlackRocks talk about it. You heard the US government talk about it. They want to tokenize. They want to tokenize financial assets. And Ondo is the issuer that is able to do that. They provide this technology. It will take years for companies to develop their own tokenization tools. Ono Finance already does it, and I think they will use Ono Finance for tokenization. So if you go to your week's account, Ondo has a very similar W formation right now forming on the price charts. I think Ondo will do super fine. We have a W formation. And in the short term, I think we can come back up to the $2 range. That's a 2x from where we are. And I think we can go over $5 in the cycle. With this one, I would use much lower leverage, maybe 2-3x leverage, and keep or even buy spot for the long term. But I'm super bullish on Ondo Finance. So that's two of the projects covered. We have obviously, apart from Link and Ondo, the third RWA project is called Plume. Maybe you guys don't know about Plume. That's also available over on Week, so you can go and search Plume. You can trade it derivatives. You can check spot also if it's available on spot. This is a much less known project. It is only a $188 million market cap project. This is a much more of a gamble, but I like what they say on their website and their white paper. What they're doing is they are creating finance for RWA. So essentially, if you have your tokenized stocks, you can do staking with them, you can do borrowing with them, you can do lending with them. You can take all of your RWA products and basically do all the finance related things you have to do on chain using Plume. That is what they want to be doing. And I think it's a pretty good problem to solve in the future. So if you want to be buying Plume, that's another token that was listed on the crypto report, and you can buy it over on Weeks using the first link in the description down below. That's three of the projects covered. We have Bitcoin. We went into Bitcoin. Ethereum is currently forming this ascending broadening channel. I'm going to be having hopefully Benjamin Cohen within the next week or two to have him talk about Ethereum. He says that because Ethereum came home to the 1.3 area, to the 1.4 area, it is completely expectable for Ethereum to now break over $4,000 and head into the 5.7 to 7.5 price range. I think we can even go to $8,000 for Ethereum in this cycle. I think a short-term correction is possible for Ethereum before a continuation. But if you want to be buying spot, I think now's a good time to be doing it. If you want to buy Ethereum cheaper, I would be setting limit orders over on your week's account between 3.45 to 3.350. We've been buying since literally here. And if you want to DCA with low leverage, I think now is also a good time to be doing that over on your week's account. I can show you our Ethereum long positions over on weeks. We've been buying so much and we're super, super profitable. And that is good news because that means that you guys are also profitable on your Ethereum positions, almost over 1,000% on two of our positions. That is fantastic news. The final project is Uniswap. Uniswap is a DeFi project. And actually, in terms of DeFi projects, I think Uniswap is the only one I would be buying alongside Chainlink because that's also kind of DeFi alongside RWA. I think Uniswap will see a lot of traction in this altcoin season because Ethereum is upgraded. It has much better fees, and I think Uniswap will be the main DEX that is used for Ethereum. So if you want to buy into a project for DeFi, I think Uniswap is the way to go. So those are the tokens that I would be buying to become hopefully rich during altcoin season. I'm going to double check if there's anything else that I want to mention to you. I mean, Ethereum, the Trumps are buying it. Eric Trump, first family member, his X timeline is basically Ethereum, which is pretty crazy. So he's bullish. They're buying continuously with World Liberty Financial. He loves Ethereum. The president's family loves Ethereum. We have Ethereum treasury companies. The Ethereum ETFs are doing better than the Bitcoin ETFs now. So overall, I am very bullish. But I just want you to understand the final thing that I'll mention before ending off this video. This cycle is going to come to an end. And I think we will see the peak of this cycle in December of this year. My apologies. I think we will see the peak of this cycle somewhere between October and November. I think altcoin season can drift on for longer because of quantitative easing. That will happen in Q1 of 2026, but I think Bitcoin can very much top in October. And in Q2 of 2026, we will see the massive bear market beginning. That's my personal prediction. So don't marry your altcoins. Buy them for a short term. Buy them to make profits. And don't forget to sell, and we will talk about selling when it is time to be selling, but now I think is the time to be buying. So guys and girls, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all on the next updates here on the CryptoKid channel in a very short period of time. So guys, take care, and as always, bye-bye.